Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video, I'm going to talk about the revision of the first semester BA Generic English from the examination point of view. Here we are going to revise the complete syllabus for the 60 marks from the examination point of view, according to the question paper pattern, according to the QP of Bangalore University, Bangalore North University. There's only 0.1% difference as far as the pattern is concerned. That doesn't matter. So here, but one thing I would like to say here, that I'm not going to talk about each and every topic in detail. It's just a revision. I'm just trying to touch the surface of each and every topic. For more details, for more study, for more summary, etc., you can watch my all the videos. So far, I have solved about 4 question papers. 4 question papers links are available in the description box. All the lessons summary I have done, all the lessons question answers I have done, all the topics of the grammar I have done. So all the lessons, everything which are related to the first semester BA Generic English, all the links, videos are available in the description box. You can go through it for more detail. Now let's begin the revision for the examination so that you can recall everything in a flash. Let's begin it. Before that, let's know about the syllabus. Your syllabus is here. This is the syllabus. There's a picture of your syllabus here. Comprehension passage you have, referencing skill, brochure, advertisement, picture description, then data interpretation, listening skills, listening versus hearing, listening skills, communication skills, science of active listening, non-verbal signs, verbal signs. Then you have the language functions, how to introduce oneself, how to introduce somebody else, how to say request, how to offer health, congratulations, inquiry, seeking permission, giving instructions at a task, giving advice, giving directions also. Then you have concord, question forms, question text, derivatives, linkers. So this is all about the 40 marks we will discuss here. Then 20 marks coursebook. You have 5 chapters. Don't look into the vanity bag, the X, our teacher after 20 years, then the three great hearts resolve a problem. These are the 5 chapters you have here. So this is about your syllabus. Let's begin it. The section A. Section A means to say the workbook. The workbook which has the weightage for 40 marks. 40 marks which have you have weightage here, and you will be having questions here without any choice. All questions are compulsory. You don't have choice here. So let's begin it. The very first question you are going to answer in the very beginning of your question paper, that you are going to read the passage. You are going to read the passage and you are going to solve here 5 questions based on the passage. Each question is for 1 mark. So you are going to read the passage, you are going to solve the 5 questions, you are going to write the answers are in a word or in a sentence but not in a paragraph. So first question, comprehension passage for 5 marks. Second question you have here from the topic referencing skills. So there are 2 referencing skills are here. One is the APA style, one is the MLA style. APA means to say American Psychological Association. MLA means to say Modern Language Association. Means to say some sort of information about any book, about any title, about any paper. How do you organize it? So to organize that information, you have 2 styles. So one is APA or the MLA. So whichever you like, any one you can opt here and you can get 2 marks. Now the question is here how the question will appear. The question will appear like this: arrange the following information in the APA or in the MLA format. Place of publication, New Delhi. Title of the book, The God of Small Things. Year of publication, 2002. Author of the book, Arundhati Roy. Publisher, Penguin Random House. So here, what's the technique is here? The technique is here, the very first you should write the last name of the author, comma, the first name of the author, full stop. In the double inverted comma, the name of the book, full stop. Afterwards, the publisher name, comma, the the place of publication, comma, the year of publication, full stop. That is called MLA format. Now what's the difference between MLA and the APA? In the There's only one thin line difference between both the formats. In the APA format, the year of publication will appear very next to the first name of the author or before the name of the book. Anyone you can opt, any format you can opt, you'll be getting here 2 marks. Here be careful as far as the punctuation is concerned. If you do any mistake here in the punctuation mark, you will get very less marks here. So that's for referencing skills. And I'm going according to the flow of the question paper. So according to the question paper, I'm just discussing all the important components of a question paper. Let's move further. Now, the third question you'll be getting here, picture description. One picture will be displayed on a question paper, printed on a question paper. You need to describe the picture. Now, for the Bangalore North University students, this question is for 4 marks. For the Bangalore University students, this question is for 2 marks, but that's not a matter of discussion here. It's just for the sake of information. Anyway, you need to attempt this question. It's a compulsory question. You need to describe the picture in your words. You can pause the video and you can go through the description. You'll get an idea that how to describe a picture. Next question we have here, data interpretation. Here this data interpretation is for 5 marks. You'll be given here a chart, pie chart, bar diagram, and based on this particular chart there will be 5 questions. You can look at the screen here. There are 5 questions and you need to solve these 5 questions. You need to go through the chart very thoroughly. Listen here, you are not going to write any paragraph about the chart. You are going to interpret the chart based on the questions. So go through the question. For example, what information is given here, in which subject the student is very good. So when you go through this chart, you will come to know students are good in mathematics. So like this, you need to go through the chart. You need to answer 5 questions for 5 marks. So data interpretation for the 5 marks. If you want to read this chart here, you can pause the video and you can go through these 5 questions. Next questions you'll be having here from the listening skills and verbal and non-verbal signs of listening. Non-verbal signs of listening, non-verbal active listening or passive listening. And here you will be getting all the questions for the 1 marks only 1 mark questions you will be getting here. So try to understand, it's very easy but very expensive unit, right? So what you need to study here, you need to understand what is the meaning of listening, what are the types of listening, which are the different examples of each listening, what is the difference between listening and hearing, which are the types of communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, what is the meaning of verbal communication, give some examples of verbal communication, what is the meaning of non-verbal communication, which are the examples of non-verbal communication, what is the meaning of kinesics. Kinesics means to say the study of body language, uh, where we read the body language like facial expression, posture, body language, etc. That's the meaning of kinesics, right? Which are the verbal signs of listening, which are the non-verbal signs of listening. So these are the key points I mentioned. With reference, I gone through the last 4 question papers, and when I went through those 4 question papers, I found that these are the common questions they may ask you. So here excuse me. I'm sorry. So here you will be having here 7 questions. 7 questions will be asked here, and each question will for 7 marks. So now I'm going to give you some extra inputs which you cannot find in my previous videos. For example, just have a look here. These are the types of listening. You can pause the video. You can read all the definition of each listening. These are the types of listening. Go through these types of listening. Question may appear individually also. Question may appear that what is the meaning of evaluative listening. Give an example of evaluative listening. What is the meaning of active listening, passive listening? List out the types of listening. You can pause the video. Then some extra inputs. Here the 1 mark question may be asked from those topics also. Which are the reference sources? So dictionaries, encyclopedia, bibliography, almanacs, directories, atlases, handbooks, right? So 1 mark question they may ask also that which are the different types of editorials. So interpretation editorial, criticism editorial, editorial of appreciation, entertainment editorial. What is the meaning of interpretation editorial? So meaning also, they can also ask the meaning. So you can be prepared for those extra questions, right? You can pause the video, you can read the answer. Then the question, they also may ask the questions about what is brochure, what is advertisement, which are the different types of advertisement, display advertisement, mobile advertisement, video advertisements. So these are the extra questions which I thought that they may ask you. These questions, they may be asked in the examination for 1 mark. So 1 mark, 7 questions without any choice you need to answer. Very expensive if you don't answer these questions, right? Now Moving ahead, you have questions for the do as directed. Now, in this segment, you'll be asked one mark questions like how do you introduce yourself to somebody? How do you introduce someone to others? For example, give your introduction to the principal, introduce your mother to the principal, right? How do you inquire in the given situations? How do you request for something? How do you compliment? How do you congratulate someone? How do you offer help? How do you give directions? So a map is given, you may ask that, okay, how to reach from point A to point B, right? Then how to give the instructions. When I say instructions, they may ask the questions like, write a set of instructions to prepare coffee, write a set of instructions how to withdraw money from ATM machine, write a set of instructions that how to fix up the how to install an app, the Ayush app or any app. So these are the questions. So for the Bangalore University students, the weightage for this section is for 10 marks. For the Bangalore North University students, from this section 7 marks questions will be asked. The division will differ, like for example, giving instructions maybe for 3 marks, directions will be for 2 marks, remaining will be for 1 marks. For the BU students, this section has a weightage for 10 marks, for the BNU for 7 marks. So division of the marks does not matter here. What matters, these topics matter a lot, right? So watch my video titled language functions. I had done a video titled language functions which will help you to answer all these questions, right? So links of those videos can be seen in the description box or in the playlist. Now, next, we shall start the grammar here. The remedial grammar you have, I'm going according to the flow of the question paper. So in the grammar part, you'll be asked here the questions with reference to the subject verb agreement. So here, like each of those mangoes, option is here, is rotten. Either she or her friend is responsible. So when the subject is singular, helping verb will also be singular. You can see her friend is singular, is each everyone, someone, somebody, they always carry the singular helping verb. So subject verb agreement, 2 marks. Next, WH questions. You need to frame a WH question to get the underlined word as an answer. So you'll be getting these 2 questions you will be asked here, and this is for the 2 marks. So go through those questions, the sample questions. Next, sometimes instead of WH questions, they may also ask like this. Choose the right answer from the given option and complete the questions. So you can use those questioning terms, and you can also fill up the blanks. That is also for 2 marks. So that's an option. Sometimes they may ask, right? I have seen this question in the BU question paper, but not in the BNU. So no need to worry about it. Let's be prepared for the options. Question text. Next question you have here, question text. So 2 questions will be asked for the question text. So sometime 1 question or the 2 questions. So it has a very simple funda. If the if the sentence is positive, your question tag is negative. Copy the helping verb from here, write the short form of not. If the sentence is negative, your question tag is positive. It's very simple. So question tag for 2 marks. Next, you have here prefix or suffix. Prefix or suffix, that's again for 2 marks. Polite, politely, differ, difference, sometimes conception, misconception. Prefix means the part of the word before the word, or the part of the word after the word, suffix, right? Now, the last question you have here, especially only for the BNU students. Again, I'm emphasizing here, there's a one thin line difference between both the question papers here, so that intentionally I am marked here for the BNU or for the BU, because the syllabus is similar. For the BNU students, there will be the linkers question in this format. Here in the bracket you will be given here the linkers, and out of these linkers you need to select the appropriate linker to get the meaningful sentence. So you can go through this restaurant has the best kitchen in the town, however the stuff is quite rude. So you need to select the particular appropriate linker. So for the BNU student, this question is asked in this manner for 3 marks. For the BU students, they have asked this question like this: rewrite the sentence using the linker. So you need to use the linker not only but also, and you need to rewrite the sentence in this manner. We visited not only Spain but also Germany. So for the BNU, the question will be asked like this: For the BNU, for the BU student, the question will be asked like this. So you not worry much about it. It's all about linkers only. So this is how I have tried to give you a limelight or a picture of the workbook questions for 40 marks. I have done all the videos on all the topics of the workbook, all the videos links you can see in the description box, or also you can go to the playlist also, you'll get all the links over there. Now we are going to talk about the course book section. You have 5 chapters in your course book, and here in this video I'm not going to talk about the question answers. I have already done the question answers video, the summary video. You can go through the question answers videos links, summary videos links in the description box. Here I'm just going to give you the gist of each and every lesson so that you can recall. You can if you have the short term memory, now you can easily recall. Now what is the question paper pattern here? Here you have here you have here 2 sections. One is a 2 marks questions, another is the 5 marks questions. 2 marks, you'll be having here 5 questions out of 7. 5 marks, 2 questions out of 4 questions. So you don't have the option for 10 marks. You don't have 10 marks questions here. Be happy, because you hardly you have 2 hours 30 minutes. You can't write much more than, not more than this. 2 marks questions you need to write in one of the 2 sentences. 5 marks questions you write in a 1 page. So now let's go through each chapter just like a summary. So very first poem you have here, Don't Look into the Vanity Bag by Vedahi, the first chapter. The poem Don't Look into the Vanity Bag remarkably portrays the different stages of womanhood. It begins with innocence, symbolized by childhood, where the vanity bag holds simple treasures. As the poem progresses, it unfolds the teenage years marked by curiosity, and the bag becomes a repository of dreams and aspirations. The journey continues into adulthood, reflecting the bag's transformation into a vessel of responsibilities and societal expectations. Finally, in the later stages, the bag carries the weight of experiences, memories, and the wisdom gained over the years. Hence, the poem Don't Look into the Vanity Bag serves as a powerful metaphor. It captures the evolving identity of a woman, mirroring the stages of a life from innocence to maturity. Each item in the bag represents a facet of a journey, making the vanity bag a profound symbol of the multidimensional nature of womanhood. This is about the vanity bag. You can go through the summary question answers. The links are in the description box. Now, the next story you have here, The X. It's a very famous story by R.K. Narayan. The X is a story of a boy named Velen who left his home when he was 18 years old because his father slapped him in front of the village people because he came home very late. He reaches Malgudi, where a gardener puts him as his assistant. He becomes an assistant for a gardener. When he was a child, an astrologer had predicted about him that he would live in a 3 storied house, but people made fun of him. He assisted the old gardener in his idea of a big garden. It was a very big garden, acres of land, and a big house too was being built. Finally, a 3 storied house was surrounded by a big garden was ready. In the meantime, the gardener had suddenly fallen ill, and he becomes the Velen has become his chief gardener. He enjoys his position and looks after the garden. He was very happy and very much satisfied with his life now. The owner of the house was weak and leaned on the staff, and his wife was an invalid. One day, he came to know that the owner of the house had passed away. The sons were not good. They quarreled among themselves and began to live in another house. A tenant settled in the house, but he had no regard for the garden and spoiled the plant too. But his fortune favored him. The tenant also left the home, and the house is left abandoned. The sons came occasionally to check the house. They left the key of the house with Velen. It remained unoccupied for a very long time and began to be called as a ghost house. He had become very old by now. Since his hut was leaking, Velen began to live in the front veranda. Occasionally, he opened the house and swept it, but since he had become weak, he left it altogether. One day, a party comes and carefully examines the house and leaves. Very soon, one of the sons tells Velen to leave the house because the house was sold to a company They will pull down the house and rage the garden. Wellen had to retire to his old hut. He has to go back to his old hut. The house began to be pulled down and started felling. There's a spelling error. Started felling of the trees. One day he saw his beloved margosa tree being cut. He had planted this tree with his hands. He requested the workers not to cut the tree in front of him. He told that until I go from here, please don't cut it. Then he decodes to leave the place and request the workers to cut the trees when he has gone far away. That's a story of the famous story, the X. Okay, there's one more information. Hence, we can say here the story X gives a vivid picture of a society which is in progress of transition and its impact on the people. Change is inevitable, but it can cause deep sorrow to many people. Wellen belongs to the old order of life and suffers deeply when the house with its beautiful garden is sold to a company which is interested only in the material value and wants to use the plot to construct many small houses. Hence, the transition from the old order to the new one is not always smooth. It can be a traumatic as well. Third one, we have next story we have here. Title Our Teacher by Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. So I have not given here complete summary. I just given here the main key points of the whole lesson here. Please watch my videos of the summary and the lessons of this particular story. Our teacher is an extract from Venkatesha Iyer's Kelavu Sana Kathagulu. The story deals with a village school teacher. He was so poor that he could not buy even salt. He was afraid of his wife and the school inspector. The story begins with a petty quarrel between the teacher and his wife for salt and ends with his promotion by one of his students. But the tragedy was that by the time his wife was no more, when his salary was also increased. So this is I have just given you the limelight. You can please go through the video of the summary. You'll get more information because the story is quite very lengthy. We cannot give much information in the revision video. Fourth one, we have the last chapter we have here. Sorry, the fourth chapter, after 20 years. After 20 years, very fantastic story by O. Henry. What's the story here? One night in New York, a policeman sees a man striking a match to light his cigar. This man stands in the doorway of the building that had once been a restaurant named Big Joe Brady's Restaurant. The man explains to the policeman why he is loitering here. In case the policeman thinks there's something suspicious about him hanging around here after dark, he tells the policeman that 20 years ago to date, today, 20 years ago till date, to the very hour, he parted company with an old friend of his, Jimmy. Both he and Jimmy were young New Yorkers who decided to make their fortunes. But while the man in the doorway decided to head out west, Jimmy vowed to remain in New York. They pledged to come back to this very spot exactly 20 years later to meet up for a reunion and compare how each other had fared in their attempts. The policeman tells him that he hopes Jimmy shows up, Jimmy comes back, then continues on his beat. After 20 minutes of waiting, the man is approached by someone in a long overcoat with the collar turned up. This man recognizes the man in the doorway as Bob, his old friend from 20 years back. In turn, Bob thinks he has recognized his friend of old, Jimmy Wells. As the two men walks off arm in arm to find somewhere to sit and catch up properly, they turn a corner and Bob finds his companion's face illuminated by the electric lights of drugstore. He realizes this man is not Jimmy Wells, his old friend. He's not Jimmy Wells. Instead, the man reveals himself to a plain clothes policeman who is arresting Bob, who is now a notorious Chicago gangster and wanted man. The story ends with with this policeman handing Bob a note from his old friend Jimmy, who is now a policeman who patrols the streets of New York. In his note, Jimmy tells Bob that he was the policeman who spoke to him earlier in the evening. Realizing that his old associate was now he came to know that his friend had become a wanted criminal. Jimmy found that he did not have the heart to arrest his old friend, so he went and he found a plainclothes policeman. So he sent a plainclothes policeman to arrest his friend instead. So that's a story of um, after 20 years. Now we have the last lesson, The Three Great Hearts Resolve Problem by Abdul Kalam. I have not given the much. I have not given spoken much about. I'm not going to talk much about this essay here, this chapter here. Please go through the summary of this chapter. Watch my summary lesson or the question answer videos. Now, in his autobiography, My Journey Transforming Dreams into Actions by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam gives us a glimpse of his childhood, his parents, mentors, friends, etc., which helped him to shape his life. In this chapter, Three Great Hearts Resolve a Problem, Dr. Kalam narrates an incident of a communal situation handled diplomatically by his father and his three friends. Now, a brief glimpse. According to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, every child is born with some inherited characteristics into a specific socio-economic and emotional environment and trained in certain ways by figures of authority. For Dr. Kalam, the confluence of religions was a way of life. The book My Journey, Transforming Dreams into Actions, shows us how different things can be handled differently. For example, Kalam highlights how his father and friends handled the communal situation in Rameshwaram. All individuals need to accommodate faith and opinions of others, and social harmony is a responsibility of all citizens. We need to remove our narrow minded, anti-social thoughts and help society to tolerate all beings as one. So there are key points are here from this chapter. The narrator grows up in a small town of Rameshwaram, famous for its Ramnatha Swami temple. The temple started offering Maravadi, Maradai, sorry, not Maravadi, Maradai, spelling error, please do correct, Maradai, Maradai. Kalam's father's closest friends were Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, priest of Ramnath Swami. Then his Father Bodal, the priest of the Lone Church. Education at Rameshwaram Panchayat Primary School. Then these three people have resolved the three important one. These three people are called as the great hearts, three great hearts. Then Kalam's message to everybody: if people can understand unity of thought, then the nation will continue to survive and thrive as a secular democracy forever. So please watch my video on this chapter here. On this chapter, the three great hearts resolve problem. Watch my video of summary and the question answers. You'll get a lot of ideas. I will just try to uh, give a glimpse of this particular chapter. So friends, this is how I have tried to give a revision of the complete first semester BA generic English uh, for the 60 marks, the examination revision from the examination point of view. And please go through all the videos. You'll get a lot of ideas. The videos links are in the description box, as well as you can go through the playlist also on my channel. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, click on the like button, write something in the comment box how you like this video. Any suggestions also, please do give the suggestions. If you are not yet subscribed my videos, please do subscribe. Thank you so much. I wish you very good luck for the next examination. Thank you once again.